Hey everybody, we've got a quick video. I promise you it'll be a quick video. I just want to give you the rundown. You might have seen my video from years and years ago, and it's called Full Detail EGR Clean. It goes for nearly 2 hours. There's a lot of comments. People love it, and they get in there and they do their own EGR clean. That means pulling all this section off what we've done here at the moment. And I just want to say, just be really careful of that bolt there getting close to the EGR cooler. I just noticed these things, so I got distracted, but that's a tip for you guys as well. Subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss this important info. But what the customer did, it's a DIY job where he did the EGR clean. I don't know if he got the new gasket kit or not, but the gasket, this might take more than 2 minutes, but the gasket's blown to pieces. You got to make sure you put new genuine gaskets in there. I've got a video giving you the part numbers, or you can just get an injector kit from me if you're in Australia, and it includes all these gaskets and you can do it all together. But my point is, some people clean the manifold, some people don't. We don't like wasting people's money. When we take the EGR valve off and have a look, and normally we wouldn't take this off if you've done the EGR clean. We're just doing the injector, saves you money, and you get to have the joy of working on your own vehicle. We just fix up all the bolts when you put them in the wrong spot and all stuff like that. But it's all part of the fun. Hopefully you don't if you watch the video properly. But this fellow didn't clean his intake manifold. He said it was pretty bad in there. So the reason I took it off this time is because of the blown out gasket I'll show you in a minute, and the oil leak, because we're going to replace the gaskets for him. But while we're at it, what we're able to do is check the manifold and see how bad it is to see whether we'd recommend cleaning a manifold, which we probably wouldn't. But he said it's pretty bad. He's cleaned the EGR valve and what he could here, but I want to show you what happens from, he's put a plate in there with a 7mm hole. You get it from kaon.com.au. It's about 10 or 15 bucks, delivered to your door, more or less, something like that. It reduces the flow, so it doesn't stop the EGR system from working. It reduces the flow. I'm not saying whether it's legal or not, whether you should do it or not. You can watch all the videos in the EGR information playlist, work out your own decision. But he did the EGR clean. He got the plate. He put the plate in, and it's obviously working well. Your oil's going to stay cleaner. And what happens then if you haven't got all this dirty exhaust soot going through here into your engine, into your intake, right, down that hole there that I'm about to show you in a minute. If you haven't got that, soot, which is the problem, but you've still got the oil, you've got a little bit of blow by the oil, the ventilation out the breather, whatever, and that ends up in the intake. Long story short, it's only a small amount of oil, but not only does it help, it's not designed to do this, but it does help with lubrication of your valves, your valve seats, and that oil has got cleaners in it, and it helps clean your intake manifold. So now it's time to get in there and show you how clean it is, so that you can just see for yourself. Now you can see there's a light coating on the manifold. That's how it's going to be. But see how there's no build up. Now I'm going to turn you upside down, inside out, and back to front, and try and get the corner of the camera down into that and show you how clean that port is, right? So I reckon he's done a pretty good job. You have a bit of a build up there, but it's very light. And what I'm trying to say is going to happen over time, because it's an older engine, it's got more blow by, there's more oil going through here into the intake. It's going to, as the engines get to 300,000, 400,000, yes, they do get wetter in the intake, and it sort of helps wash it all out, clearing the valves, the back of the valves. It's a slow process, but it actually gets better. So if you've got a really bad intake manifold, then it's certainly worth taking off cleaning, especially if you're doing it yourself, because it's just your time and you probably love it. But if you're paying me to do it, it's $1,000 or whatever for all the extra work, and we drop the coolant and all that sort of thing, and the gaskets, it might not be worth it, because this is the results of what it's going to be. Let's go take a quick look at that gasket on the bench, and we'll wrap this one up. Sorry it took a bit longer than planned, but that's the information for you. All right, so this is the back end of the EGR valve, obviously staying pretty clean. That's the underneath. That's where the soot wants to come in, but there's just not much flow. Make sure you clean that hole and the back end of the EGR cooler when you do that clean. And make sure you do all your nuts and bolts up nice and tight. Don't over tighten them though. Otherwise, this is what will happen if it's loose. You'll have a leak, you'll have a whistle there. And what will happen then, it'll just blow the gasket out. You've got nothing left. And as a little side note, you can see here the timing belt was done late at 197,000 Ks. From memory, this car's done about 230, 240, I can't remember. So timing belt was late. That's how good the timing belts are, and you got away with it. So I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just telling you, don't worry. They're bloody good quality timing belts, and that's why we use genuine. But you should have got the BFE kit from me, whoever did this, because they didn't. They've done the timing belt. They've gone in there, they've done all this work, and now see how the water pump's leaking. See all that staining up the side of the cover there? right in the middle of the picture in front of the torch. And all this white stuff around the back of the pulley. Actually, take the light away, actually. Yeah, there it is. You can see the white stuff at the back of the pulley. Water pump leaking. To change this water pump, all the timing of backing plate, everything's got to come off, all the tension. It's a massive job. And so it was kind of a waste of time doing that because it's all got to come off again, which is why you get the BFE kit from me. Bada bing, bada boom. If you're not learning something, saving money and learning to look after this engine the best way, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If you think it's the right thing to do, subscribe, turn the bell on, and we'll catch you in the next video.